Hey, Warrior Saints, good morning. Welcome to our Crucifixional live stream today. Glad to have you beautiful people in with us. We have been talking a lot about words and language and the way that the things that we say, how they affect our minds and how we think. I'm going to ask you guys to help us today and do us a favor. I want you to share this with 10 people, at least 10 people. Share it on your profiles, whatever you do. We're going to talk about our kids today and about school. And we want to ask you to get 10 people to subscribe. Help us reach, the next level because we think this one's important. As we've been saying, the words that we speak produce thought, right? So if I say to you the word unicorn, you can argue with me that a unicorn exists or doesn't exist, but the reality of it is you will lose every time because they do exist. Because simply by saying the word unicorn, I have produced a thought in your mind, right? Like you all know exactly, you all think of exactly the same thing, this little white horse with a stick on its head. And so the power of a word or words produces thought. To go out and find a unicorn in the world, you're not going to, but the thought is there and the control is there. That being said, I want to share with you, and I'm not making what I'm about to say, I'm not making it up. This was a proposed grading system for the school district where my children go to school. Instead of A, B, C, D, F, it was 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. But everything slid a little bit lower. So let me say it like this before we put it on the screen. When I was in grade school and high school, to get an A was a 94% to 100, right? So that's how it worked. To get a B was 88 to 93%. It was tough. The standards were rigorous. Currently, 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is a C, and so on. This new proposed system, listen to the words. We're going to put them on the screen. So a 4 is the A, and a 3, 2, 1, 0. The words as we pop on the screen are as follows. Mastery. Now, if you look at it, it's on the screen. To be master of a particular field, you only need an 85%. So that's less than a B when I was a kid, right? Like, it's insane to me. To be proficient, you need to be 70% able to master the subject or proficient in the subject. And look at how soft it gets as we go down. 55 to 69%, you are developing. What? You're developing? No, you're failing. You're going the wrong way, right? Beginning. You're just beginning. And of course, if you're sub 45%, your work is just missing, right? Like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? What are we doing to our kids? When we put these words in their minds, it's going to control how they think. And so if a kid is going to say, I'm an 85%, 86%, I'm a master of, you're not a master, right? To have mastery over a subject, over a field, over a job, over a profession requires that you are in the top 99%. Do you understand? Or whatever you would say, the top 1%. 85% is strong, but it's not mastery. You understand? And by saying that something that's really mediocre is mastery, you do what to the mind of our children? Right? To say that someone is proficient at 70 to 84%, this is unfair to them. Like, I consider myself to be at least a proficient preacher and teacher. I don't mean to sound arrogant. Have I mastered it? I don't know that I ever will, but I feel like I'm proficient. But I have been teaching for over 20 years. And since COVID started, we've been teaching every single day, actually multiple times a day. To say 10,000 hours, this is an understatement, right? And so I'm grinding. Greg is grinding. We're always here. We're always working. We're talking and arguing ideas and debating and thinking and working and writing. And we're just striving for proficiency. And now you're going to say somebody at a 70% level is proficient? I mean, I don't know, man. That's a C. When I was a kid, it was a D, right? Do you understand? Like, this is dangerous for our kids. And the Bible tells us something pretty solid about this. Like, I mean, the person who wrote the book of Proverbs, it's called wisdom literature for a reason. And in chapter 22 is this famous verse. It's probably the verse that most of us know from the book of Proverbs by heart and that we most are aware of. And in chapter 22, we hear, train up a child in the way that he should go. And when he is old, he will not depart from it. Right? What he's telling us in Proverbs is like, teach your children. Give them thought. Teach them the words so that they think. Because whatever you put in there, whatever foundation you lay in their minds, when you die and they're old, they will still be like that, right? Like you taught them, like you trained them. I mean, you can see what's there. Teach them when they're young, and it will stay with them, right? It's a foundation in their hearts and in their minds. Now, imagine that the foundation, the training that you're giving them is that 85% is mastery. Like, what are you doing to them, right? When you give them these words that are soft and accommodating and entitled and deserve and all, that's how they will be. Instead, as a warrior saint, push your children. Push them to grind. Push them to strive for excellence, right? Don't let them be comfortable with mediocrity. There are going to be some people in the world who are just mediocre at certain things. But all of us can be great at other things. Maybe even a few things, but we can all find mastery and at least proficiency in a few things. And we have to push our kids towards that, not allowing them to be soft and slide through, right? And look, you all know the world isn't going to give you a fair shake. It's going to make you work. So teach our children, train our children so that they may not depart from it when they become parents and elders, right? Do you understand? Now, we are doing our part as the Warrior Saints movement. We've got a lot going on to help our young people. The first thing, which I always, want to keep pushing, make sure you visit warriorsaints.org/book, get a copy of your book. I wrote this deliberately so that our teenagers and young people can read it. I'm not that smart anyway, so it's very readable. You can get this for them at warriorsaints.org/book and give it to those kids. Help them. Go through it. Make it an exercise where you read it together, right? There are a lot of young men's groups out there doing that, and I'm humbled and thankful to them for doing this. You can do the same with your kids. The second thing is, I want you to, and you can do this as well, beautiful people, visit warriorsaints.org itself and subscribe to the Way of the Warrior Saint. Now, this is our library, but it's not a library like just with a bunch of books. It's a video collection where we're teaching tools, Christ-centered, but teaching tools, practical and implementable tools, so that you might find mastery in whatever part of life you are directed towards. And not at 85%, but at 94% and above, right? Or maybe even 99% and above. It's guided by God, the wisdom of Holy Scripture, to show us how to be masters of whatever we are endeavoring to do. The last thing, and this is kind of a teaser because it's coming up, hopefully, by August. We're working hard on it. It's a new series called Becoming Men. And this is a very specific program that will be dedicated to our 13 to 19-year-old young men, helping our males become men, teaching them to be not mediocre, not even proficient, but to find mastery in their lives. It's forthcoming. We've got an outdated version up there, so just be patient. It's coming as we continue to prepare our Becoming Men series. So you got 3 options right now. Please, we ask if you would share this with anyone you know who is a parent. I said 10 people. Make it 100. Share it on your profiles. We appreciate all that help. But let's help teach our kids. Let's train them so that they are solid and they're striving for excellence in their lives, not mediocrity. Let's teach them to find excellence in everything they do. The Warrior Saints movement is here to help you do that. We appreciate you, so please share it, like it, ring the bells, subscribe, do all those things. We appreciate you very much. We'll be back tomorrow with more powerful words and how they affect our thought. And until then, keep walking on the way of the Warrior Saint.